Hello everyone. In today's video, I want to talk about my Make 9 2023 challenge, what my goals were, if I achieved them, and a little bit behind my intentions around Make 9. If you're not familiar, the Make 9 challenge over on Instagram is hosted by two women, Rochelle and Paula, and I'll link the Instagram page about the challenge below. But the intention of the challenge is to choose 9 projects that you would like to sew or knit in the upcoming year, garments or accessories, with the goal of making less with more intention. Some makers choose to create new items, and some choose to mend or alter items that they have already created. You can choose specific patterns that you would like to make, or more general goals to fill holes in your wardrobe, such as I could really use another jacket or more pants, and kind of cater your goals around what you need, depending on how general or specific you would like your Make 9 to be. In 2022, I made my Make 9 plans for 2023, and I'll put my 3x3 photo grid on the screen here so that you can reference that as I go through the projects. My Make 9 goals for 2023 included a few specific patterns that I wanted to make, but I also had a couple of general ideas of items that I knew I wanted in my wardrobe that I didn't yet have a specific pattern or fabric for. So I'll just go through my Make 9 2023 goals, and I'm going to use my 3x3 photo grid to take you through each one. First up, I wanted to make the vest number 1, which is a knitting pattern by My Favorite Things Knitwear. This is a vest that I have knitted up before, but for 2023, I wanted to make a royal blue version. I was able to find the perfect blue via Knit Picks. Their Wool of the Andes worsted base in the color Celestial, and I'll put up some photos from my Instagram here of the finished garment. I made the size small, and it's great for layering. I love the color, and I finished this in January of 2023 actually, so off to a good start. The second item on my Make 9 list was a black linen button-up shirt. On my 3x3 photo grid here, you'll see that I've included a white button-up linen shirt. This is using the free fabricstore.com Jade pattern, and I actually used the same pattern to create this version here in a black viscose linen noir fabric I got from Blackbird Fabrics. I love the drape of it, it's very breathable, and I think the viscose gives the linen a little bit of a dressier feel. Additionally, later on in the year, I made another black linen button-up shirt, and I'll include a picture here. For this version, I used the Modern Sewing Company unisex shirt in a size small, and because it is a men's or a unisex pattern, it has a much straighter, boxier silhouette, and I use it often as a layering piece. So both of these black button-down shirts get a lot of use and rotation in my wardrobe. The third item on my Make 9 2023 list was a long tailored skirt. I knew that I did not want an elastic waistband, rather I would prefer a button, a zip, similar to trousers with pockets, and not a tight-fitting skirt, something that fell, I guess more in a column shape, but away from the body. I had a very specific silhouette in mind. I'll try to put up an inspiration photo here for you, similar to the one that I put in my 3x3 grid. And unfortunately, this is a project that I did not complete for 2023. Reason being, I just didn't find the right pattern. I have a very specific idea in my mind of what I want to make, and I found a lot of patterns that had a similar silhouette, but they were an elastic waist, or they would be a more tailored waistband and pockets and zip, but then it was like a tighter pencil skirt, which I didn't want. And of course I could make adjustments to these patterns, but I'm just really set on finding a very specific style, a very specific silhouette. And so I will continue to look. Let me know in the comments below if you have any knowledge of a pattern that kind of fits this sort of silhouette. If you do, I would love to know. Again, I think this is a really classic piece and one that I want to have in my wardrobe. So hopefully I can find that pattern and fabric and include that project in my Make 9 2024. The fourth item on my Make 9 list was a pair of blue tailored trousers. On my photo grid here, you can see the black pair of by Hand London Jackie trousers that I made, and I actually used the same pattern to make a blue pair. So the fabric that I ended up choosing for my blue pair was a poly, I think, suiting blend from Joann Fabrics. I think it has a little bit of stretch to it, but because the BHL, the By Hand London Jackie trousers, have a really oversized fit, the fabric drapes really nicely away from the body. I wasn't too worried about it having some synthetic fibers or getting too hot while wearing them. They're actually really silky and comfortable, and I think the fabric drapes really nicely. The fifth item on my Make 9 list for 2023 is another knitting project. It's the Highland Slipover, which is a pattern by Ozetta. And for this one, I knew that I wanted to do a lighter, more neutral tone. So the yarn that I found for this project is a Lion brand fisherman's wool, and this light, natural, almost buttery color, and the project itself knit up fairly quickly. It was a really enjoyable project and one that I'll definitely be making again in the future. But this lighter neutral tone works really well as a layering piece in my wardrobe. It goes with the majority of the items in my wardrobe. I really enjoy having it as a layering piece. Number 6 of my Make 9 list is actually 2 items. I wanted to make a linen set for summer, so a pair of shorts and a button-down shirt to go with them. And the patterns that I chose to use for this project were the Pomona pants, the shorts version obviously by Anna Allen, and the Noa Shirt, which is a free pattern by fabricstore.com. Similar to the Jade shirt that I mentioned before, they're a really great resource for free patterns. So for this set, I chose to use a natural linen fabric that I got from Joann. And I actually made 2 identical sets. So the same shorts and top for both myself and my sister, who has a summer birthday. So that was a lot of fun. And now we have matching summer linen sets. Number 7. This goal is another knitting project, and it was to make the town sweater, which is a pattern by Ozetta again. I had made it before in a neutral wool, you can see here on my photo grid, and similar to the vest number 1 that I mentioned before, I wanted to add a little bit of color into my knitwear, and so I chose to knit it again in a light sort of stormy blue. I found the yarn that I wanted on Knit Picks again, their Wool of the Andes worsted base, and the color that I chose to use was Seal. I actually used the leftover yarn from this project in the sweater that I'm wearing today, which is the Lakes pullover. This pattern doesn't come with stripes, but I was just using up yarn that I had in my stash, and so this lovely blue color is the Seal that I made the town sweater out of. and I think it works really well with this chestnut brown. But anyway, back to the town sweater. I knit the size small again, and it's a very comfortable, easy to pull over layering piece. Number 8. This goal was to make a pair of Eru Denim. This is something that I've wanted in my wardrobe for a couple of years actually. It's just such a classic, consistent, stable piece. But unfortunately, this is the second project that I did not complete from my Make 9 2023 goals. The reason was not because I didn't have a pattern that I wanted to use. I've made quite a few pairs of denim, and I definitely know which pattern I would use to make this pair of denim. But the difficulty with this project was finding the right fabric. I didn't want a bright optic white. I didn't want it to sway into the tan beige world. I wanted a very specific off-white, but also wanted it to be a heavy enough fabric that it was not see-through at all. And so I've been looking in person and online, and I just haven't found the right fabric for this project that I want to do. So if you know of like the perfect Eru denim source, please let me know below in the comments. I'm still looking, and I'm sure that I'll find it eventually. I have had people recommend to me the bull denim from Blackbird Fabrics, and that's a fabric I've used before and I really like, but when I look, I don't really see the right colorway. Maybe I'll get lucky this spring, summer, and they'll put out the right ivory shade. But anyway, that's one that I did not complete. Okay, last up, number 9 on my Make 9 2023 goal list was to make a railroad stripe denim jacket. I knew that I wanted to use the Modern Sewing Company overshirt pattern. You can see here on my photo grid, I've made that before. This one is in canvas. But I wanted to use a railroad stripe denim just to give a little bit of personality to my wardrobe. And so I did some searching, and I ended up finding fabric on the no longer existing fabric.com. And it was a Robert Kaufman denim, I believe around 11 ounces, so a little bit lighter weight, but perfect for a jacket. And I made this version, like I said, with the unisex shirt pattern. The only modifications that I did to the pattern were to add 4 inches of length, because I wanted a longer jacket than the cropped style that the pattern originally is. And also the pocket that came with the pattern I used for the upper patch pockets, and then I drafted a larger pocket to put beneath those, and I used gold jeans buttons. I think it turned out really well. It's a really fun piece, and like I said, I think it gives a little bit of personality to my mostly neutral handmade wardrobe. So there you have the results of my Make 9 2023 challenge, and 2 of them I did not complete, but I still have plans to complete, and hopefully I can put them on my Make 9 2024 goals. I think it speaks well to the fact that it's a very good method of choosing intentional, like well-considered projects to do throughout the year that I still want to do the 2 that I didn't a year later. And I love all of the pieces that I've made. I really enjoy doing this challenge because it helps me to have something that's already planned when I'm in a mode of not really knowing what I want to work on, and I can go back and reference this list. Also, it helps me be more intentional about my purchasing of patterns and fabrics. It's similar to creating a mood board on Pinterest, right? You can go back to your Make 9 post and look at what really inspired you at the beginning of the year to sort of guide you both financially and creatively throughout the upcoming year, which is really cool. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. Let me know below if you've done this challenge before or if it's something you're interested in trying in the upcoming year. I would love to know what you do to plan your sewing and knitting and creative projects, if you anything at all. I know a lot of people kind of go with what's inspiring them at the moment, and that's totally great too. I had definitely created more than these 9 projects in 2023. If you enjoyed today's video, please give it a like and consider subscribing. It really helps my channel out, and I love getting to chat with you all about creative projects. I'll see you in the next one.